This video is pretty special to me that it can't not have narration. Let's set the scene. It's April 3rd, 2026, and I was out for UP 6706. Now, before we get into the action, let's go through a little sort of history lesson. UP 6706 is a General Electric AC 4400 CW built in November of 1994 as C&W 8804. This unit, alongside the other 34 C&W bought, would go on to serve various trains along the C&W system, like coal trains from the Powder River Basin. Eventually, in 1995, a certain Armored Yellow Railroad bought the C&W, and all the C&W locomotives were slowly but surely patched over or repainted, with 8804 being no exception. Eventually, 8804 ended up being renumbered to 6706. And over the years, its fellow C&W units were being phased out, with them being either sold, repainted, rebuilt, scrapped, or wrecked. Eventually, it was the only one left standing. So why am I talking about this locomotive then? Well, I'd gotten information that 6706 was bound for Houston, coming from North Little Rock, and it was 3 out of 4 on a manifest train lashed up with the CPKC biofuel unit still in CP colors. Unfortunately, it had passed by an hour earlier than expected, so we had ended up missing it. But I still decided to go anyway, because I wasn't going to not go railfanning after I had just woken up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So before this turns into a yap session, let's go ahead and dive into the action that I saw over the span of a week. Our first train would be a manifest with an SD70M duo and an AC44 rebuild, all elephant style on the head end. After it arrived in Houston, it wouldn't be until the afternoon that 6706 was assigned on a train to Fort Worth. Unfortunately, I also missed that train as well. Fast forward 6 days on April 9th, 2026, and I thought that 6706 was on another train that was not gonna go through or to Houston. So would you believe my surprise when I found out that 6706 was going on MSALI, which, for those who don't know, runs through Houston. This time, I was definitely gonna catch it. So let's move to the action from that day. Our first train was a UP tanker train with 2 SC70 Ace Tier 4s, one on the head end and one as a rear end DPU. Finally, after 2 hours of waiting, the prize of the day arrived. UP 6706, the last Chicago Northwestern painted locomotive on Union Pacific. Leading was a Thundercat SD70 Ace, which was one of UP's experimental paint units. So if you're wondering why the video just cut, it's because my phone shut off while it was recording, ultimately stopping the recording. So it turns out I gotta remember to charge my phone next time, because it was at 21% when we got to Tower 26. And I thought I would be fine if I didn't use it, which I didn't, but I guess I was wrong. However, I didn't exactly not capture 6706, as I got this photo of it right here. So, after missing it multiple times, I finally caught the last Chicago Northwestern painted AC-44 on UP. After 6706 passed, I decided to call it a day and head home. With that being said, this is Lincoln, signing out.